Hey, you. Hi. Welcome aboard. You're on a ship. You're safe now. You floated over here on a scrap of wood. I almost didn't see you. You're lucky I happened to be leaning over the edge of the boat. But not so lucky to be stranded at sea in the first place. You poor thing. Let me get you something to drink. Something other than seawater. You've had enough of that. Am I the captain? Oh no, I'm not the captain. But I'm honored you think I could pass for him. Don't quite have the beard, though. That is the sound of my crewmates. You'll have to forgive them. This is about the most exciting thing that's happened since we set sail. So be ready to be bombarded with questions the moment you step up deck. They're all anxiously waiting to hear what your story is. So, what is your story? You have a crew of your own, I presume? Oh, had. Past tense. I see. I should have guessed. Your ship didn't survive last night's storm, did it? Well, you're welcomed to join our crew. I mean, I'll have to take it up with the captain first, but I'm sure he'll say yes. So, what's your skill set? Sailing? Cooking? Are you good with a sword? Oh yeah? We could definitely use someone like you. The captain will be thrilled. He handpicked the entire crew himself, and while they're all loyal to the point that they'd die with this ship, they're not the sharpest tools in the shed. What's my job? I guess I do a little bit of everything. One thing being looking after nearly dead strangers who show up out of nowhere. But hey, I'm happy to do it. You see, we haven't quite established where my place is on the ship yet. I haven't been around for too long. Well, long enough to familiarize myself with the crew and the sea, I suppose, but not long enough to figure out what I'm good at. I guess my lack of skill is to blame, as opposed to my lack of time here. They're teaching me how to use the cannons, and they've let me steer the ship once or twice, but I'm not very good at either. I have made myself at least a little bit useful in deciphering maps and clues. You'd be surprised at how many crew members don't know how to read. I'm trying to teach them, in the same way they're trying to teach me how to use a sword. I guess we all could learn something, huh? How'd I come to be a pirate? That is a long story, best saved for another time. But I'll give you a quick summary. What happened was, I snuck onto the ship. It took some convincing on my part, but the captain decided to let me stay. Here, let me prop your head up on a pillow. I think you'll be more comfortable that way. When you showed up, we thought you were a goner. You coughed up a hell of a lot of seawater. Are you cold? I can get you another blanket. We need to get your blood temperature back to normal. Your skin is ice cold. But on the bright side, your color is coming back. Your lips aren't so blue anymore. Where are we headed? Well, the same place your crew was headed, I'm sure. We're going after Blackbeard's treasure. That's the only reason any ship would be out here in such dangerous waters, isn't it? That is why you're at sea too, Thought so. Well, you're lucky you landed with us. We're almost positive we know where it's hidden. Now, I can't tell you where just yet, on the off chance that the captain doesn't allow you to join our crew, but the moment he gives the stamp of approval, I'll tell you where. Unless, of course, you already know where it's hidden. Do you already know? Okay, true. I guess it's only fair that you can't tell me either. Now, I do know that this hunt isn't supposed to be easy. Many pirates have died making the journey. So just because we think we know the treasure's exact location doesn't mean it's ours just yet. I mean, it's Blackbeard we're talking about. Once we get to our destination, who knows what we'll find. Well, I've heard lots of things about the man. Several different stories, all seeming to contradict each other. One story said he chopped off his own leg just to make himself look more intimidating. And another said it was eaten by a shark. But one thing remains consistent in all of his stories, and that is that he's the fiercest pirate to have ever existed. You know, some say his ghost haunts the very island where the treasure is buried. They guess he died there and kills anyone who dare look for the treasure. Well, I certainly hope it isn't true. If it is, we're good as dead. I guess you learn to take every story with a grain of salt. I mean, you can't believe everything you hear, right? People will make up anything to entertain an audience. For example, I could tell you right now that I once wrestled a crocodile with my bare hands, and would you believe me? Would you really? I look trustworthy, do I? Or maybe you're just saying that because I saved your life. Well, yes, I did, I suppose. Someone had to breathe some life back into you, or else you would have died. It was either me or Plankton. I figured I'd volunteer and spare you of his bad breath. You are quite welcome. It's gonna be a long journey, so you should rest up. Once you're feeling better, I'll introduce you to the rest of the crew. Don't worry about Shagtooth. I know he looks like he's in a constant state of rage, but I promise you he's the nicest pirate you'll ever meet. And never eat within a 3-foot radius of Plankton. Your food will somehow always end up in his beard. I don't know how, but it happens. I'll just be sitting there, minding my own business, and before I know it, half my plate is tangled in the thing. But anyway, I think you'll get along with them just fine. You've already made a fine first impression. No, I don't mean that sarcastically. Anyone who can float over here on a scrap of wood and live is a survivor. These are dangerous waters. I assume you're no stranger to the sea creatures that live around here. Well, sirens, for example. They're rumored to be lurking in these waters. I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but if you hear even the faintest singing, cover your ears. They'll put you under their spell and drown you in the blink of an eye. Anyway, I should let you rest. I'll come check on you in an hour, okay? And I mean it when I say rest. Once you're back on your feet, you'll be put straight to work. So enjoy the comfort of this bed. You're gonna miss it. I'll be back soon. It was a pleasure making your acquaintance.